Hi everyone. So today we will be learning about different types of machine learning algorithms. So machine learning algorithms can be broadly classified into three different categories. So the first type of learning is called supervised learning. The second type of learning is called unsupervised learning. And the third one is reinforcement learning. We will also be understanding the differences between all these three types of learning algorithms. So let's start with supervised machine learning algorithm. So in supervised machine learning algorithm, as the name suggests, the model is being taught under supervision. Okay. So what do I mean by under supervision is in this type of learning algorithm, the model, machine learning model, there we provide some label data, some example. So what do I mean by label data? Where the output is already defined. Okay. So suppose I want my machine learning algorithm or my model to distinguish between hexagon, square, and triangle. So before we start asking the model about all the images, we first need to train the model. Okay. So for training the model, what we can do is we can feed few images of hexagon, we can feed few images of squares and triangles along with the name on it, name written on it. So these are called labels. We are specifying what is what. So if there are six sides, then it is hexagon. If there are four sides, then it is square, and if there are three sides, then it is triangle. Also, we can talk about the angles. Okay, so like in square, the angles will be 90 degrees, something like that. Okay, so what I want to say is, so here, if we deal with angles, okay, or if we deal with sides, so these are the features. These are the features by which we are teaching our model to distinguish between these three types of images. Okay, and for that we are teaching our model with some previous examples. Like, see, if this is the image, then it will be hexagon because hexagon will have six sides. Hexagon's angle will be some x. Then if it has four sides and if the angle is y, then it is suppose square, something like that. We are teaching to our model. After that, this phase is called training phase. So this is the training phase. Okay. So once our training is properly done, what we are doing, we are testing. How we are testing? We are asking our model to identify whether it is what kind of image it is seeing. Okay. And for that, we are giving some images as an input to the model. Like here, we are giving a square image and a triangle image. But here, we are not specifying any level on it. So on the testing data, there will be no labels. Okay, so these are not labeled data. So these images are fed to the model, and then my model is predicting what will be the output. So first, a training is being done under supervision. Then I'm testing the model with some unlabeled data, and then I'm checking whether the model is performing well or not. So these type of learning is called supervised machine learning algorithm. Again, these machine learning algorithms can be again further classified into two different parts. So one is classification and another one is regression. We will be learning about these in further sessions. Okay. Now let's move on to unsupervised machine learning algorithm. In unsupervised machine learning algorithm, as the name is suggesting, the model, the machine learning model is taught under no supervision. So here we don't have any label data. Okay. Label data we don't have. No label data we have. We don't divide the data into train and test. Okay. The way we used to do in supervised algorithm, we don't do it here. no train test split, no label data we have. Okay, so what we are trying to do with the help of unsupervised machine learning algorithm. So suppose we have data and we want to find out if there is any trend, or if there is any group, or if there is any connection, or any pattern present in our data set, then we will perform unsupervised machine learning algorithm. Because here in unsupervised machine learning algorithm, the output is not known. Output not known. Okay. Was it known in supervised machine learning algorithm? Yes, it was known in supervised machine learning algorithm. We already knew that we had to classify between hexagon, triangle, and square. So we knew the output. Now we had to identify which one is what. So that was a supervised problem. Now in unsupervised problem, we don't know if there is any group. We don't know if there is any pattern, there is any trend, there is any combination. We are trying to find out with the help of unsupervised machine learning algorithm. So few examples of unsupervised machine learning algorithm will be clustering analysis, clustering algorithm. Okay. There can be PCA. Okay, so these are unsupervised, very popular unsupervised machine learning algorithm. Okay, so what do we do under clustering? So suppose these are our data points. So let's consider these data points as the clients, okay, of some e-commerce industry. So now we are trying to figure out if there is any pattern, if there is any group we can form, whatever client data set we have, if we can form any group out of them. Okay, so we are going to perform a clustering analysis on them. Okay, so once we perform the clustering analysis, it will, suppose it has segregated the data into 3 clusters or groups. Clusters are nothing but groups. So you can see this is a green cluster, there is a blue cluster, and there is a red cluster. Now what we need to do is we need to deep dive into all the clusters, and we need to understand on what basis our machine learning algorithm has made the groups or the clusters. So now after doing some analysis or some EDA, okay, we can conclude that suppose the first group is, we can conclude that the unsupervised algorithm has made the clusters based on purchase behavior of the customers. Okay, so suppose this green group is representing the customer segment which spends a lot of money. So green spends more money. Okay, now suppose the blue group. Okay, so the blue group is made in such a way like it is not spending money. Not spending money. And the red group is suppose spending money on some specific product. So how this analysis can be helpful? So suppose there is a sale going to happen. Okay, suppose a Black Friday sale is coming for my e-commerce industry. So I would be knowing beforehand that there is a customer segment which comes under this green clusters who spends a lot of money in shopping. Okay, so we can provide them some promotional code so that they can come for shopping, or they become our reliable or valuable customers. Also, we know that the red group is someone who buys some specific products. So if there is any sale going on those specific products, we can make them aware about that sale so that they buy things from us. Okay, so like that we can boost our sales, our revenue, everything. So that's how unsupervised algorithm works. The third type of learning is called reinforcement machine learning algorithm, and this is comparatively new machine learning algorithm. And this is basically used in self-driven car, games, etc. So these are the use cases of reinforcement learning. So in reinforcement learning, there are basically two objects, or it comprises of two components. So the first one is agent and the second one is environment. Okay, so now the agent will explore the environment in order to achieve some desired output. So what will be the desired output? So suppose, let's take an example. Suppose Mario, okay, wants to travel from point A to point B. And there are multiple paths for that. So the first path is suppose this, okay, this is path 1. The second path is this is path 2, okay. And the third path is, let's say, this. This is path 3. So what is the aim? What is the aim of this particular game? That is to reach from A to B using shortest path. Okay, so that is the desired output. That is what we want out of Mario. Okay, that is what we want out of Mario. And in front of Mario, there are 3 paths available in order to reach from point A to point B. Now, Mario is playing the role of an agent over here. Okay, and these paths are nothing but the environment, the situation. Okay, now Mario will suppose start from A. This is the starting point. Mario will suppose start from A, okay, and suppose it has chosen the path P1 first. Okay, so whatever action it has taken, Mario has taken, based on the action, the Mario will get rewards from the environment. Okay, so the rewards can be positive or negative. If it is a bad choice, a bad path, then Mario will get negative reward. If it is a good path or a good choice, then Mario will get positive reward. Okay, so at the end, the main goal is to maximize reward. So which path will give us maximum reward? This path will give us maximum reward. Why? Because this is the shortest path. That is why it will give us maximum reward. It will give Mario maximum reward. Okay, so suppose in first iteration in this type of learning algorithm, what happens is there are multiple iterations. So suppose in first go, Mario is choosing path 1, okay, and it is reaching from here to here, and for that some rewards it got. Suppose R1 reward is it has achieved. Okay, in second iteration, suppose it is choosing path 3, and for that suppose it is getting R3 reward. But if we compare R1 and R3, we can say that R1 is better reward than R3, or R1 is greater than R3, because compared to P3, this road, P1 road is shorter. Okay, now in the third iteration, Mario is taking this particular road. Okay, that is P2 road, and for P2 road, suppose it is getting R2 reward, and R2 reward is the greatest reward among all the rewards. Then my agent, so the Mario here is learning, then if I choose this particular path every time, I will be getting maximum reward. Now the scenario can change again, because in this type of learning algorithm, the situation changes. We used to train the model on different situations. Suppose now I will give some other path to my model, and then again reward system will apply on that. So that's how reinforcement learning actually works. So if I give you a practical example of reinforcement learning, I should tell you about the game called Go. That is launched by Google, and it has applied some reinforcement learning technology in it. And now the analysis has shown that machine can play the game, machine can play the game better than human. So that's how reinforcement learning works. And that's how with each and every iteration, the model gets better and better. And because it is getting negative and positive rewards. So I hope reinforcement learning concept is clear to you. Now let's compare all the three types of machine learning algorithms. So we have so far discussed about supervised machine learning algorithm, unsupervised machine learning algorithm, and reinforcement machine learning algorithm. So here in supervised machine learning algorithm, we have training data. What do I mean by training data? I want to mean that the data is labeled data. Okay, the data is labeled data. But do we have that labeled data under unsupervised? No, we don't have. Do we have that labeled data under reinforcement learning? No. The agent is exploring the environment and it is getting rewards. So that is a kind of training, but we don't have previous examples for that, right? So that is why we don't have training data, labeled training data for this. Now data types. So data types, as I told you, these are labeled data. Here it is unlabeled data, and here it is based on the agent's experience. Okay. So now comes learning. What type of learning is what? So supervised learning is done under supervision. Why? Because we have previous example, set of example. We have defined output, and we are predicting the similar kind of output. Okay. So if I taught my model about banana and apple, I'm not going to ask my model about guava, right? So the output is predetermined. Just we need to teach the model. And for that, we have previous set of examples. Unsupervised learning, there is no previous examples available. So there is no learning under supervision, right? And in reinforcement learning, the learning happens based on the action taken by the agent, based on the rewards it has got from each and every iteration. Because the main goal in reinforcement learning is to maximize the reward. Okay. So major use of different types of learning. So supervised learning, mainly used in classification and regression algorithms. Okay. Unsupervised learning is basically used under clustering. That is a very, very popular unsupervised machine learning algorithm. Then it can be used under for pattern finding. It can be used for recommendation. It can be used for PCA. Okay, that is dimensionality reduction technique. So it can be used in these kind of situations. And reinforcement learning, as I already told you, it is used in robotics, gaming section, self-driven car, and so on and so forth. People are exploring this particular machine learning algorithm so much because this is comparatively new as compared to supervised and unsupervised machine learning algorithm. So with this, we are at the end of this video, and I hope I have made you guys understand the basic difference between supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. Stay tuned for further videos. Thank you all.